Then I saw her lying there, open, not moving, dead. Desk slam. Are you sure she was dead? Well, no, I guess I wasn't. But she wasn't moving at all, and there was blood everywhere. I guess that would look fatal to anyone. Very well, what happened next? I quailed and frightened and found myself unable to go inside. So you didn't touch anything in the apartment? Yes, I mean, no, nothing. Okay, what happened next? I thought to call the police immediately. Slam. You thought to call the police? Does that mean you didn't actually call them? Please, listen to the rest of the testimony. You thought to call the police. What happened next? However, the phone in the apartment wasn't working. The phone in the apartment wasn't working? Yes, I mean, no, it wasn't, right? But you said you didn't go into the apartment, or did you? Oh, I can explain that. There was a cordless phone on the shelf in the entranceway. I reached inside and tried using that to call. And that phone wasn't working, correct? What happened next? We went to a nearby park and found a public phone. Why use a public phone? Well, you see, I don't have a cell phone. And being in the middle of the afternoon, there was no answer at the nearby apartments. Alright, what time did you call again? I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Are you certain? Yes, absolutely. He seems really confident. 1 p.m. Right? Doesn't that seem strange to you? Present some evidence to contradict him. Yeah, this first trial is a tutorial case. I don't want to press evidence just yet. I don't want to go to the last one and hold it. Are you absolutely 100% positive? Yes, it was him. No mistake about it. The witness says he's certain. Okay, the man who ran away was okay. Yeah, this is okay. The time exactly was 1 p.m. that he went to go call for the police. So let's check the evidence and okay. Swing the remote. You can either present with minus when you're in this menu or swing the remote. It's more fun to swing the remote. Okay, so let's check the autopsy report. Time of death 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. How could he have seen the body and call the police at 1 p.m. when it was she died at 4 p.m.? Contradiction and objection. You found the body at 1 p.m. You're sure? Yes, it was 1 p.m. before certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. And here's some awesome music that's gonna start. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death sometime after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? Oh, he's sweating. Oh, that's
Objection! This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time.
I guess that's a better voice for him if that's what his objection sounds like. Toad.
After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Softwood, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.?
Gee, that's a really good question. Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one, and their whole story falls apart. Wait! I remember now!
Would you care to give your testimony again?
Alright, second testimony. Time of discovery. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but wasn't it 3 hours? But it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. Wonder if you guys have thought of the answer to that yet.
I see. You heard a voice saying time on the tape program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Right. You know what to do. I got this one. There. Still gonna press them all because it's just fun. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. Okay. You said you heard, not saw. Yes, heard. All I saw was the body lying. I didn't think to look at anything else, at least of all my watch. Oh my god. Isn't that a little strange? So you're saying you heard something, but if you were so shocked by the body, you wouldn't hear anything at all. Yeah, okay, the witness did...
The witness did say he actually heard the time. It's ludicrous to suggest he wouldn't hear anything.
I have to agree with the prosecution. Witness, continue his testimony.
There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. I won't do the voice acting in the green parts because I've already read it, so I'll just... Okay, are you sure it was a television and not a radio?
Well, no, I guess it might have been a radio.
Incidentally, there was no radio on the premises. There was only one large television.
Right. I can't put my finger on it, but something about this seems fishy. Something about hearing the television.
The witness has testified he heard the time.
Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? How do you explain the gap?
Well, witness, can you explain this?
I guess the victim must have been watching a videotape program. Video?
Yes, that would explain why the time is wrong.
True. Right. I think the problem lies someplace else. Don't tell me what to do.
We are agreed that you heard the time at the scene then.
That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Are you sure the voice you heard said it was 1 p.m.?
Yes, I can practically hear it now. It was quite clear. Mr. Payne, the prosecution has ratified this testimony.
My apologies, Your Honor. I, too, have only just learned that the witness heard the time.
Oh, I'm really sorry. I only remembered it just now.
Terribly sorry, but there's nothing to press in this, but let's do it anyway. Well, you just watch it. Not much point pressing him on that one, was there? Okay, terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. Okay, so let's go back and point out the contradiction here. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? There was a voice saying the time was probably coming from the television. This is the contradiction. My badge, the autopsy report, the statue, the passport, or the blackout record. Okay, so electricity to Miss Stone's building was out from noon to 6 p.m. If he said he found the body at 1, or anytime at 4, he still couldn't. So the power would have been out. So he couldn't have heard the television. So... Objection! Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of discovery. And this record proves it. You couldn't have heard a television or a video.
The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sawhite? No, I find it quite puzzling myself, quite. Oh, wait, I remember now. Mr. Sawhite, the court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That, and you seem rather distraught? My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body. Very well, Mr. Sawhite. Let's hear your testimony once more, please.
Alright then.
Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw.
Okay, this one's obvious.
You saw a clock. I guess that would explain it.
I love how they just make something. Oh yeah. I lied about the TV thing. There was actually just a clock, and that's that's accepted. Whatever. Gladly, yeah. Okay. Hearing the time. Ooh, different music, or kind of remix of it. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. That strikes me as a very suspicious mistake.
Yes, I can see how you'd be a little doubtful. I'm really sorry. I only just remembered that table clock. What table clock? There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, there was. I do think there was. Table clock? Was there a clock at the scene? This is the first I've heard of it. Actually, I'm not sure. I can't remember the picture. We don't have a picture. Yeah, the murder weapon. Bet you guys can tell. The murder weapon? Yes, the table clock was used as a weapon. That's what I just said. Did you doze off at the middle of my testimony or something? Something's fishy here. That must have been what I saw. Why didn't you tell us that in the first place? I guess it just slipped my mind. I'm not really sure how it happened myself.
The witness says there's no table clock. End of story.
Now, find the contradiction. Okay. Didn't hear the time I saw it. There was a table clock and the apartment wasn't there. Yeah, the murder weapon. Inside your finger, it's rather heavy. I think this was the murder weapon. A statue, not a clock. Objection! Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was this statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock?
You, with your objections and your evidence, just who do you think you are?
Just answer the question, Mr. Sawhit.
Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. That's a clock.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes, Mr. Wright.
As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The next switch you just tilted and it says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies.
Oh, I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with the testimony now?
Of course I do. Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known that weapon was a clock was to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction.
Indeed.
The witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment. This one you can mess up. This one you have to choose the right one, or else you get those exclamation marks. Those exclamation marks, the 5 of those up there. Those are your pretty much your lives, kind of. One way, if you make a mistake, the judge is like, okay, you get penalized or whatever, and you lose one of those. Once you lose all 5, the trial's over, and you have to start over from the last save. I'm not sure if it's from the last save, and it might. I'm not sure. I think it's from the last save. So yeah, went into the apartment. You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder.
Oh yeah, prove it. Prove I went in there.
I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Rob.
Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sawhit, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time.
Objection! What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture.
Baseless? Just look at the witness's face.
Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? I never. Look, the clock. No, I mean, I saw. Shut up! I hate you. It was him. I tell you, I saw him. He killed her and should burn. Burn. Give him death.
Rob.
Order in the court, I say.
Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defendant's claims.
Mr. Wright.
Your Honor.
You claim the sound witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence?
The whole case is riding on this. I'd better think it through carefully. Yes, Your Honor. The sound Mr. Sawwit heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear if you simply try sounding the clock. Let's sound the clock now, here in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully. I think it's 8:25.
That certainly is a strange way to announce the time.
Well, he is the thinker after all.
So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright?
Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now?
It's 11:25.
As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sawwit heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Sawwit, try to talk your way out of this one.
You forget one thing.
Uh-oh, what's he talking about?
Well, it may seem like the clock is running 3 hours slow. It proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case.
He's right. How am I supposed to prove that? Damn it, I was so close.
Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the critical evidence to support your client claim.
Yes, Your Honor.
This means I cannot... Hey, goodness, okay. I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately. This ends the cross-examination, Mr. Frank Sawwit. I come all the way down here to testify, and look at what happened. They treat me like a criminal. A criminal! You lawyers are all slime.
I almost had him. Slam. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now. Not so fast, Mr. Sawwit. Chief! Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But, Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow on the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that.
Well, yes.
But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste your time doubting the facts. Assume the clock is 3 hours slow and think it through. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Right? Can you think of a reason to why the clock would be 3 hours slow? Of course I can! Wait! Maybe I can prove it! You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let them have it.
Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found any evidence to support this claim?
Sort of adding words and sort of taking away words, but what I'm saying is pretty much what they're saying anyway. Of course! There's a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt.
Tough words. Let's see you pull this one off. Let's see the evidence that proves why the clock was running slow.
Well, let's take a look at this passport here. The victim arrived home from Paris before the day before the murder. Now I'm pretty sure Paris is on a little bit different time schedule than from wherever. In this game, it was apparently it takes place somewhere like in California or something like that. I think that's what I remember in reading the wiki or something. I don't know, but anyway, so yeah, this is on a different time schedule, so... Take that! The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it was 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast! The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. However, we don't have any proof that she took the clock with her, but whatever. Proof enough for you, Mr. Sawwit? Or should I say, Mr. Did It? That just happened. Rob.
Order, I say. Well, this case certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your client.
He, was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor.
Very well. Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor.
I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly. And find the true culprit at the same time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty.
Confetti! Yeah! More courtrooms that have confetti.
And with that, the court is adjourned.
Alright.
Whoa. Hey there guys, if you liked this video and you'd like to let me know, there should be a button down there that says like. Go ahead and give that a little click for me. And if you'd like to see more of my videos, then there should be a button down there that says subscribe. Go ahead and give that a little click too if you want. Well, that's about all I got to say, so see ya.